All right, here's try it 4.2. I'm going to work through this problem. I guess I should follow directions. I would prefer to do this problem without a calculator and without rounding. I hate rounding. I hate calculators. I hate rounding. I don't like calculators because they give you rounded answers often when your answers are infinite decimals. And I'd rather have precise answers. So I'm going to talk through this problem and show you how you come up with the exact answer. And then to kind of satisfy the problem, since I should follow directions, I suppose, I'll use a calculator. So to figure out f of 3, I guess the first thing you have to understand is that to figure out f of 3, you just follow your functional blueprint here, except you change all the x's into 3's. So you got 8 times 1.2 to the 3 minus 5 power. And so the first thing you got to do, well, if you throw this into a calculator, you just go typing in numbers, I guess. But what I'm going to do is show you how you could do this without a calculator. The first step would be to subtract and do 3 minus 5. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So you get 8 times 1.2 to the negative 2 power. And you're like, I don't know what 1.2 to the negative 2 power is. I'm like, you kind of do, though, because raising something to the negative 2 power is the same as just squaring it if you first take its reciprocal. So instead of 1.2 to the negative 2 power times 8, I can do 8 divided by 1.2 to the positive 2 power. So that gets me here. And now I got 8 divided by 1.2 squared. 1.2 squared, well, 12 squared is 144. And if I move the decimal twice, I get 1.44 here. I like this answer right here. I think this is a great answer. I guess if you wanted to, some people don't like having decimals inside fractions. That's kind of ugly. Fine, we could fix that. Multiply the top and the bottom by 100. We get 800 divided by 144. Yeah, but how are you going to deal with that? Well, I know that 12 goes into 144. The question is, does 12 go into 800? I think it does, because 3 doesn't go into 800, and 3 is a factor of 12. But let's see, 4 would go into the top and the bottom. So I can make this 200 divided by, if I think about this as 12 times 12, one of those 12s is 4 times 3. So I can cancel that 4 from the 4 times 3, and I'd be left with 12 times 3, aka 36. These both look like even numbers to me, so I could certainly take a 2 out from the top and the bottom. In fact, I could take a 4 out from the top and the bottom and get 50 over 9. And I think that's as far as I can go. And I love this answer, 50 over 9. I think that's fantastic. It's precise. It's exact. It makes me happy. Oh, maybe you're not as happy as I am. If you were to follow directions, all you'd have to do is type this into a calculator. I guess all you have to do is a little condescending, because you have to be a little bit careful with order of operations. For my specific calculator, I'd say 8 times 1.2 raised up to the, and here's where I'd have to be careful and put in some parentheses and do the 3 minus 5. If I didn't put the parentheses here, it'd be 1.2 to the third power, get that answer, and then multiply it by 8, get that answer, then subtract 5. But that's not what I want. I want this right here. I hit enter, and I get this number. So maybe I'll say this is equal to approximately, I shouldn't have done that, 5 with a bunch of 5s. So let's say 5.5556 if I'm going to round to 4 decimal places. But again, I think this answer is a hell of a lot better than this, because this isn't right. It's approximately right. It's rounded. Math is beautiful in that it can be okay, I'll stop.